Hello everyone, welcome back to the Matchday Tavern. My name is Kiwi. We are live for Belgium against Egypt. The Red Devils and the PHARAOHS at this World Cup after a surprising 0-0. Spain being held by Cape Verde in probably the early shock of the tournament so far. And I'm hoping for goals. I think we're all hoping for goals. This is the second game of the day. At least if you're in the UK, it's the second game of the day. And it's Seattle, isn't it? It's a Seattle stadium, this one. Should be a really, really good one. Looking forward to seeing how Belgium and Egypt stack up in this one. Mo Salah, Marmoush, both start for Egypt. For Belgium, they have Courtois in goal. They have Onana and Tielemans just behind Kevin De Bruyne. Doku and Trossard are the wingers. And it's Charles de Ketelaere of Atalanta starting up front. Big, tall player who's been basically spent most of his time in Serie A over the last few years. He was at AC Milan briefly, but he's at Atalanta currently. Senna Lammens, unsurprisingly, on the bench. Lukaku's also on the bench. Raskin, you might remember Nicholas Raskin of Rangers is also on the bench for Belgium. In terms of Egypt, there's not really any other players that you'll know an awful lot about. You've got Zico, who plays for Pyramids in the Egyptian League. Imam Ashur, who plays for Al Ahly. Marwan Attia in midfield, who plays for Al Ahly. Mohamed Lashin, who plays for Pyramids in midfield. And then you've got Ahmad Fatou at left back, who plays for Zamalek. Hamdi Fati, who plays for Al Wakra. Ibrahim, who plays for Al Ahly. And Hani, who also plays for Al Ahly. The goalkeeper is Ufa Shubeir, who unsurprisingly plays for Al Ahly. So we've got lots and lots of players from the Egyptian League, and then Salah and Marmoush. That is basically what you're dealing with for Egypt. And, you know, I don't really give them a huge amount of a chance here against Belgium, if I'm dead honest. But I'll be fascinated to hear your thoughts, as always. Let me know what you're thinking going into this one. I'm just going to get the old scoreboard and everything sorted. Right, there you go. We've got everything live. And before we get stuck into the game, as always, we have to give a very big shout out, a big thank you to our friends, sponsors of the channel, Oxford Natural, who are sponsoring the Matchday Tavern throughout the World Cup. They are sponsoring the Matchday Tavern throughout the World Cup, and if you've not already, please do go and click the link in the description. You can go and check out the Optimum Day and Night supplements, which are helping people like Robbie from AFTV, people like KG, people like Michael Owen, Ballon d'Or winner Michael Owen, to lose weight, make more positive changes in their life, and get healthier. And that is what you're seeing the results in the images on the right-hand side of me now. Lots and lots of people getting great results using Optimum Day and Night supplements. And you can get 70% off with code KEY70 if you scan the QR code, which is on screen, or you can click the link in the description. And Optimum Day and Night. Optimum Day is about helping you with your cravings and your energy, keeping you on track throughout the day. And Optimum Night is a very, very important part of this World Cup. If you're needing sleep and switching off and helping you to reset and recover, you know, Optimum Night will play a big part in that. And Robbie specifically mentioned Optimum Night helping him getting his sleep back on track. So I really, really do think a big part of this World Cup is sleep. So yeah, if you struggle in any way with that, and you're looking to make some positive changes about your health, then go and check out Oxford Natural. And a big thank you to them again for sponsoring the Matchday Tavern. And with that said, thank you everyone for your patience. Let's get stuck into today's live. There you go. Let's get the chat up. And tomorrow's fixtures, by the way. So tomorrow, Saudi Arabia play Uruguay at 11 p.m. tonight. Yeah, Saudi Arabia, Uruguay at 11 p.m. tonight. And then it's at 2 a.m. Iran versus New Zealand, isn't it? I am not going to be doing that one. I am instead going to be back after this game. I'm going to be back tomorrow for the 8 o'clock game, which is France versus Senegal. That's a massive one, isn't it? I am not going to do Iraq versus Norway, but I'll be watching it, but I'm not going to stream it. Instead, I'm going to do the 2 a.m., which is Argentina versus Algeria. So 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow. Okay, folks. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. How are we all doing? I follow Blues. Good to see you. Adam Timmins. If Egypt adopt the pyramid formation, they could get some joy. Jellyfish. Good to see you. You're thinking 3-0 to Belgium. I think Salah's lost his legs. And aura and enthusiasm. Belgium have some good players. Shell. Lovely to see you. Make Slithering great again. Good to see you too. Finners Matty. Who else have we got in the chat? Sarah. Lovely to see you as always. Stephen, great to see you, Stephen. Neil Jagger. It feels like there's going to be another upset here. There was earlier for Cape Verde, Spain. I'm going 2-1 Egypt. Salah and Marmoush scoring. Love that City of Northville. Make Slithering great again. Says, saw an article on AS that an American VAR ref made a white supremacist hand sign. Oh, it's the one where it's that, isn't it? Is it that one? Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know whether or not that's linked to far right or what. I have no idea. But that, back in the day, that used to mean, like, I can only talk about it from when I was a kid. But if someone said, hey, have you seen that down there? And you looked, it was like you used to get a dead arm. That was what it meant in school. It was just a laugh. But I don't know, maybe it does mean something cryptic and awful. If it does, then that's not what I mean. But, you know, maybe this guy, I like to see the best in people. I don't know if he is a right-wing supremacist or whatever of some sort. Maybe he is. I don't know. Either way, it's probably not smart doing it on a World Cup photo, is it? Probably not the smartest thing he's done. The circle game is what it was called. Is that what it was? Yeah, I thought it was something like that. But yeah, it was innocent, wasn't it? It was relatively innocent. Man City fans, as I think Salah was just scared for the World Cup. Listen, Salah's done. Salah's finished. There's rumours he's going to come back to Liverpool. I can't think of anything worse, to be honest. I'd be devastated if Mo Salah came back to Liverpool. It's the last thing we need. Hello, Pete. How's it going? Blakey boy says, how far can the Aussies go? Not too far, as I'm... They did well the other night, and I think they probably do... I think they go through. They qualify, which would be a great result for Australia, won't it? But I'm not sure they... Yeah, I'm not sure they go that far, to be honest. Adam Timmins says, Tielemans, quality player, hopes Egypt hold their own. Salah with no legs still move better than you. I don't dispute that at all, mate, but I'm not getting 400 grand a week to move marginally better than me. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the problem. Mo Salah was getting paid 400 grand a week and was playing like he was just about better than me. Only just, yeah. Dead arm or dead leg we all did at school. That's it. Yeah. Salah's rumoured to Fenerbahce. Can't see him going to Fenerbahce. I think if anything, I still think Salah's going to go to a top team. Like a proper top team. We've got Brazilian officials. Kevin Ortega and Michael Oru is on the VAR today. They're from Peru. Shell, is your little lady feeling better, Key? She is a little bit, yeah, Shell. She's had chicken pox. She's got chicken pox. So, but she had like a fever and stuff, and she was throwing up, and it was we were a bit scared kind of thing that it was something maybe a touch more. You never know with chicken pox. It can always develop into bad stuff. But I think she's okay. She's all right. She's all right. We've bought her in chamomile and just kind of kept her hydrated, and that's probably all you can really do. But she's okay. She's all good, I think. She's with her mum. She's fine. I said Turkey from the beginning. And a lot of people do, yeah. I just personally, I don't think... Kieran's got it right. I think Juventus would be a great place for Salah. But said for the last 12 months, I see him in Turkey. I just think he thinks he's better than he is. Yeah, I think he thinks he's better than he is. That's the main thing, I think, with Mo Salah. Pete Greenall, Ric Flair is supporting Australia. That makes him a soccer woo! Love that. What you gonna do, brother? Don't know why I quoted Hulk Hogan there. Should do Randy Macho Man Savage as well. Oh, yeah. Sarah wants the chicken pox scab over. It's all over with the virus. Yeah, and she's not a million miles away from that. One would hope. Neil Jagger, I could see Salah going to Saudi, Key. Everything he wants, lots of money for not much effort. I still don't think money means an awful lot to Mo Salah. I really don't. I still believe that he believes he's the best player in the world. So I'm not concerned that he's... Well, I don't think he's going to go to Saudi. Could be wrong, though. We'll see. We shall see. Right. We're very close to kick-off in Seattle. Come on, Seattle. Fight and win. Here we go. Egypt, Belgium, the Red Devils of Egypt against the PHARAOHS of Belgium. Rudi Garcia against Hossam Hassan. And we're off and underway. Interesting to see how the Egyptian fullbacks deal with Jeremy Doku today. Kind of unrivaled when it comes to 1v1s, isn't he, Jeremy Doku? I think if Jeremy Doku had in any sort of, like, consistent delivery, he would be the best winger in the world. Because he's just so good. He gets past every single fullback. Every time Doku's 1v1, he does him. He's so good. But he just doesn't do enough with his final ball. His end product isn't consistent enough. But I really like Doku. Got 5 goals, 3 assists in qualifying. Kevin De Bruyne turns 35 during the tournament, by the way. And Lukaku, probably his and Lukaku's final World Cup. Lukaku's on the bench today. Jenny says, who are you giving the cup to? This cup is going to the winner of the Matchday Tavern Fantasy League. If they want it, obviously, if they want the cup. Kieran says, I think Doku will progress a lot more now Pepper's gone, and if the UK was to hold a World Cup, are there any stadiums you'd love to see host a few games? Yeah, I'd love to see the Millennium Stadium get some games, and maybe Hampden Park, Twickenham, Anfield, obviously, I think would do really well. You'd love to see Old Trafford, Hill Dickinson in the northwest. Be good to see. I mean, City's got a lovely campus, but it's just always full of City fans, isn't it? You'd imagine that West Ham Stadium would form some part of it. Wembley, of course. There's a lot of stadiums already confirmed for the Euros, isn't there? I mean, Anfield isn't included in the Euros. Hill Dickinson is, though. What's your prediction for this one, Key? Says Adam. I think it's going to be 2-1 Belgium. 2-1 to Belgium. Stadium of Light's one of the most underrated stadiums in England. It is. It's just whether or not it's accessible enough. You know, it's in a part of the country that maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's whether or not people would. I don't know if that's part of the Euros. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah, I would imagine they'd be kind of southern centric, I guess, wouldn't they? Let's have a look and see. Actually, Euro 2028. What stadiums are included? What stadiums are they going to use? Venues. Here we go. So in Euro 2028, there's Wembley. There's the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. There's the Etihad, Manchester City Stadium. Everton's Hill Dickinson Stadium. St James's Park. Villa Park. Hampden Park. The Principality Stadium, which is the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. And the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stadiums. Surely there's more. Windsor Park in Northern Ireland has been talked about, but it doesn't actually have the capacity large enough to comply with UEFA rules for hosting European Championship matches. So it might well be that Casement Park instead is included, which is in Belfast, and that's actually used for Gaelic football. It's not actually a football stadium, really. So, we'll see. Hello, Ethan. How's it going? I'm good, mate. Good to see you. We've not had any shots, any corners as yet. I need Belgium to get the first corner. Which doesn't look good because Egypt are on the attack down the left-hand side here. Neil Jagger, Anfield is too small of a pitch to host an international football match. It's just frustrating though, isn't it? Because, let's be honest, Anfield is the most iconic football stadium in England. If you're talking about, you know, European nights and occasions and you don't get better than Anfield. There is no bigger stadium than Anfield in terms of aura. Anfield is by far the most talked about stadium, the most the one in terms of atmosphere that everyone talks about. Anfield wins hands down. Finners Matty Key, what have you got on this one? Belgium first corner, Belgium most corners. Belgium first team to score, Belgium or draw, and that's it, I think. Here's Kevin De Bruyne, Trossard, Kevin De Bruyne, Trossard, hit it, good block, Onana, excellent football from Belgium. Here's De Bruyne, Onana, good play, out to the right hand side. Kieran, did you mention Celtic Park? Surely that's got to host a few games. No, it's only Hampden Park. De Bruyne, strike! Oh, just wide, unlucky. Claim for the corner. Not getting it though. Gary Dorrington, who's impressed you the most so far, Key? What at this tournament? Which team has impressed me the most? Do you know what? I'll say I think the US were really, really good. I know they were against Paraguay, but we watched the US against Senegal as well in a warm-up friendly on the channel, and I thought they were terrific then. I think Pochettino is a really good coach, and they're really unpredictable, and you'll see goals from the US. I thought they were really good. I was really impressed, even though they got beat. I was really impressed by Ecuador last night as well. So, yeah, Ecuador surprised me. Gary says Celtic would argue with that one, Key. It's not been anywhere near as many big nights at Celtic Park as there have Anfield. Neil says not much Belgium in there, Key. Are you sure they aren't going to do well? Imagine a modern high-capacity underground stadium for Millwall. They can literally be there because they beneath the dirt like gremlins. Jesus, tonight. The old ways should just have Football League stadiums, but like Fratton Park, the Den, Kenilworth Road, Millwall, really give the exotic Europeans an experience. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see almost like if they're doing an expanded European tournament and they had like, I don't know, loads of, let's have every team. Let's have every team in Europe for a tournament, and you'd end up with like, you know, Moldova against, I don't know, Moldova against Liechtenstein at Gresty Road. That'd be a great European tournament, wouldn't it? Send them to Stoke. Onana's just been caught here by Mo Salah. Dirty, dirty Salah. Stephen Morton, we've got some good stadiums now. Wolves ain't bad. I mean, they're all good. There's you know, they're all top stadiums in the Premier League and quite a few really, really good stadiums in the Championship. Ashton Gate in Bristol's a really good stadium. I always liked the Liberty Stadium at Swansea. I always thought that was quite a nice stadium. The John Smiths at Huddersfield is not a nice stadium. Don't go to the John Smiths. It's freezing as well. It's all wide open. Ball headed all the way back to the Egypt goalkeeper. Still not had a corner yet. Anthony Lafleur, big up key. Ruben Amorim, officially the new manager of my club, AC Milan. No faith that Amorim will work out, especially with Zlatan, who's our owner. Jerry Cardinale's special advisor. Why? Why do you not think that Ruben Amorim will work out? Oh, Belgium in the area. It's going to be a corner, is it? Yeah, we'll take the corner. Oh, goal kick. Come on, ref. Let's get a VAR check on that one. Let's have a corner. Latvia versus Bulgaria on a cold, rainy night in Stoke. Highbury was special. Highbury was brilliant, yeah. St Andrews was good. Yeah, good shout. Shahid says next World Cup have 6 countries. Spain and Portugal, Morocco, Uruguay and Argentina and Paraguay. What do you think about that, Key? It's mad. Yeah, it's baffling to me that we've got games being played all over the world in the next World Cup. There isn't actually a host, effectively, to cross 6 countries and 3 continents, isn't it? Cleared away. Kieran says, might get some hate for this, but Stadium MK looks like a decent stadium. Can't say I've ever been there, but relatively newly built, wasn't it? Stadium MK. Uruguay, Paraguay and Argentina each will host 1 game. Baffling. Utter woke nonsense. That's not a free kick, ref. Well done. Onana comes away with it. Anthony Lafleur says Zlatan has been a terrible executive ever since he came back and he's allowed his ego to influence his decision-making. He almost got into a fist fight with Allegri. Do you think it was the right decision to move Allegri on then from AC Milan? And what do you make of... Let's say Zlatan doesn't get too involved. Do you think that Amorim could be a good appointment? It's gone behind. Surely that's a corner, referee. Surely that's a corner. And I think it is it? Yeah, Belgium corner. We'll take that. Belgian corner, first one. Get in there. Keys off and underway. Got the first corner of the game and it's a Belgian corner. I actually think that might have been ruled out. If VAR check this, they might overrule it, you know, because I think that might be an Egypt goal kick. Has it been overruled? Has it actually been overruled? Oh my God, it's been overruled. Gutted. Come on. 6 countries it's gone silly. Who plays where? Can you imagine England playing in Argentina? Yeah, England playing Argentina and then the next game we're playing in Portugal. That's what that World Cup's going to be like. Anthony Lafleur says Zlatan also called players behind Allegri's back, saying they will no longer be needed next season. Oh, it's a great run. Then that's a yellow card, referee. Yeah, yellow card. Who is it? Mohamed Atia has been booked. Great run from the back there. Excellent play from Ngoy. Another talented young defender coming out of Belgium. Burst through at the Standard Liège. Came through the Standard Liège Academy, Ngoy. Now at Lille. I think he was considered a bit of a replacement for... Ooh. What's he doing? Could have stayed on his feet. He didn't really get caught that much, did he? Yeah, sorry. Lenny Yoro is who I meant. He was a bit of a replacement for Lenny Yoro. Here's Doku. Edge of the box. Egypt win it back too easy. Here's Mo Salah. Great run, and Salah's been pulled back there, and I think that could be a yellow card as well. Does he give a foul? Yeah, yellow card and a foul. 2 yellows already. Pete, this match is fixed. Yeah, that was silly. Very silly. Dragged him back. Timothy Castagna. The Fulham fullback's been booked, and now Egypt out to the right-hand side. Great ball in. Come on. No corner, for the love of God. If Egypt get the first corner, I'm absolutely goosed. Madhouse, did they design a new ball for this World Cup? They have a new ball for every World Cup. Here, I've got it. It's here. Yeah. Is it Tri-Onda? I think it's called the Tri-Onda ball. Yeah, there you go. The Tri-Onda ball. I remember them having the FIFA. I think it was called the FIFA Nova. Was it the FIFA Nova ball? I'm sure it was the FIFA Nova ball. Doku's down. Again, another foul. I mean, how technically different is the ball? Well, I mean, so if you remember, there was a massive amount of controversy about the Jabulani ball. I don't think the ball itself is... They always, whenever they bring out a World Cup ball, they always have, you know, it's all designed with the latest in hydro technology or whatever. They always like talk about how it's been designed with unique panels that proactive, you know, that support long distance shooting and all this sort of stuff. Like, ultimately, we're talking about a leather ball filled with air. That's kind of what we're talking about. It's just very, very marginal stuff. And the design is really the change in the colours. But yeah, the FIFA Nova ball, I remember, and the Jabulani obviously won. How can a ball be too round? Again, they've talked about that. Yeah, the Jabulani ball just moved too much, didn't it? That goalkeepers were going mad in the South Africa World Cup with the Jabulani. Because when they were hitting it from distance, it was moving and swerving everywhere. Neil says, Key, do you reckon Donald Trump will stay on the stage for the trophy ceremony like at the Club World Cup? Oh, he might do. I mean, it's not just him, is it? It's him and the Mexican president, the Canadian president. They'll all be there. Good to see you, Chimey. This one has the sensor in it that allows the new 3D VAR and pinpointing when the ball is hit. Oh, I wasn't aware of that. I stand corrected then. Do you know what? That is interesting that maybe they are using more technical-led approach, because I saw last night, I think, who was it who had the strike? Someone had a shot from Ecuador, and after the strike, it showed the replay, and it came up and it said the ball was spinning at a rate of... I don't know, it basically had the spin, the amount of spin on the ball, the pace of the ball, the speed of it, and at what distance it travelled and all this. Like, all of these metrics were... there was about 4 or 5 different things it had. It was quite interesting. Jabulani was made for knuckleballs. Yeah, you could have some fun with Jabulanis, couldn't you? Cheers, Hiller. Thank you, mate. Most of the Football World Cup balls are made in Pakistan. I saw that, yeah, there was what's his name now? Is it Indigo Traveller? Indigo Traveller, if you've not seen him, check it out. It's a really cool vlog, travel vlog. And he went to Pakistan, and I'm sure he was looking at where a lot of, like the Premier League balls are made and stuff like that, and he was showing how they were made. It was quite cool. The balls have a chip inside. High-tech balls. Come on, we need a corner for Belgium. I'm going to be sweating until Belgium get this first corner. Jabulani and Forlan was a match made in heaven. Loved it. Do you know what? Diego Forlan, another ex-Man United player that I really liked. Oh no, don't shoot. Oh my God, Beth. Oh no, Egypt are 1-0 in front. It's an absolute screamer from Ashore. 1-0 to the Egyptians. Oh, everything's down there now. Everything's down. I had Belgium first goal, Belgium first corner, everything. Egypt are in front. An absolute worldie that from Ashore. No chance at all for Courtois. Picks it up outside the box and then right-footed, an absolute rasper. Seattle erupts and the Pharaohs are in front. Belgium 0, Egypt 1. Great little ball in. Ashore picks it up. They just don't close him. Do you know what? I think Courtois should do better there. The strike, it goes kind of through the legs of Munier. Should Courtois do better? Or should we be expecting maybe his defenders to close that? Oh, that's not right in the corner. I'm sorry. That's poor. That's really poor, that. Up the Pharaohs. But hey, there you go. The Belgians. The Belgians have got it all to do now. Mike Penders would have saved that. I think Senna Lamans would have saved that. He saves the ones you expect him to save. Courtois, people say he's the best goalkeeper in the world, but honestly, I think Imam Ashore, it's a fairly tame shot, that one. Looked good, but I think you'd expect your keeper to save it from there. Wasn't straight in the corner. Evening, Adam. How's it going? Sam, who scored? It was Imam Ashore. Right, so that one's gone. That one's gone. That one's gone. Sweet baby Jesus of Nazareth. Everything down, basically. Absolutely everything down there now. Reece, very passive defending. The keeper had ample time to get set for it. I really thought that was poor from Courtois. I think he's got to do better there. Oh, great. We've got our first hydration break. Not looking good, mate. No, not looking good at all. I think everyone's as Neil, to be honest. Everyone seems to have gone down there. You said 3-0, Jelly. Yeah, no, definitely not. Definitely not 3-0. That's gone out the window now. Totally gone. End of the first quarter, folks. Adam says Belgium must be the biggest underachievers in football history. Shahid, what was the... I had Belgium first team to score. Yeah, so that's gone. To be honest, I think the problem that Belgium have is that they've just got such an ageing squad. They've got a really, really ageing squad. And, you know, at the back, you look at Meunier, Mekele, Castagna. The defence itself is kind of anchored by Ngoy. And you know, Ngoy's, he's a very talented young centre-back. We talked about him before. He's just won a free kick for Belgium just before the hydration break, just before the goal. He had a brilliant season at Lille. He's one that you might imagine would get picked up by a Premier League club. They were world number 1 for years, though, Belgium. You are right. I've got Belgium to win and Salah 2 shots. It's not a bad shout. There was a couple of surprise omissions as well in the Belgium squad, and well, omissions and inclusions, I guess. Obviously, Axel Witsel was included, 37 years of age. Axel Witsel was included, but no Mika Gertz, who had a fantastic season at Ajax, 32 goal involvements. He wasn't picked. He wasn't included in the tournament, but Axel Witsel has gone. De Bruyne and Vertonghen obviously publicly clashed at the last World Cup as well. De Bruyne coming out and saying they were too old to win it. Feels like they're a bit more settled now under Rudi Garcia. But still, underwhelming start to this tournament for Belgium. Radiohead member Luke said, "Hi Key, hope you're doing well. Been a good while since I've visited the Tavern. Glad to be back. Good to see you, mate. Great to see you back in." Andy says, surprised Hazard and Fellaini are not playing. Ree says, so far, how would you say the tournament's set off? I'd give it a 7 to 10 up to press. Slightly more exciting than I expected. We're just missing a 6 or 7 goal thriller to ignite things now. I mean, I would say it's been about what I was expecting. I feel like, if anything, everyone was talking about how the heat would affect things, and I was one of them, to be honest. I think the heat hasn't played that. Maybe the teams have done a really good job at acclimatising. The heat doesn't seem to have affected things as yet. Maybe in time it will. Scouser, here we go again. How are you finding the sleep pattern? Ish. I'm kind of working through it, mate. Slowly, gradually. Mr. Turnables, how you doing, Key? I'm good, mate. How are you? Finners Matty, what is Egypt's national dish? Egypt's national dish is koshari, which is rice, pasta, and lentils. It's basically just all carbs. Rice, pasta, and lentils, topped with chickpeas, crispy fried onions, and a spicy tomato sauce. Egyptian koshari. That is the national dish of the Egyptians. They are also the world's biggest producer of dates. I don't know if you like dates. I'm talking about, obviously, the food. I'm sure everyone likes a date. But no, dates. Egypt are the biggest producer, the world's biggest producer. Belgium's national dish is moule frite, which is a steaming pot of mussels. Steaming pot of mussels with chips. And according to the Belgians, they don't like the term French fries because they would argue that French fries are almost certainly Belgian in origin. Pitches have been way better than feared, haven't they? Yeah, the pitches haven't been a problem. The heat hasn't been a problem, at least not as far as we can tell yet. Seems to be okay. I'm glad. You know, you want a bit of a spectacle. I think the only thing that's been maybe disappointing, and a lot of people have commented on this, I don't really sense it as much because I watch the games with the volume off. So I don't get the commentary that you guys do. And I don't get the atmosphere that you guys do. But the stadiums look a little bit dead. They look a little bit flat. There's a lot of empty seats. That's the big disappointment, that FIFA have really squeezed it and ticket prices and all that. They've not made it accessible, have they? That's the one thing I would say that would knock the World Cup down in terms of what we've seen so far. I would have liked to see more stadiums full. I would have liked to see, you know, more colours, more fans getting really excited. A lot of the fans that are in the stadium are probably gutted that they've had to pay so much to see such a spectacle. It also feels like there's a lot of celebrities there. There's celebrities there. That's what it feels more like. Very US. You've got, you know, the Kardashians going watching a game and, you know, what's her name? Brooke Monk and all them. Like, all these people, like TikTok stars and stuff, who don't give a toss about football. They've no interest in football whatsoever, but they've got a free complimentary ticket, so they've gone. Bugs me that. Does bug me that. And I know people say, oh yeah, well if you were invited, you'd have gone. Yeah, but that's because I love football. I tell you what I would though. If I got invited to the Champions League final, I would not go. If my team wasn't there. I'd draw the line with that. The atmosphere has actually been good, especially the Ivory Coast game yesterday. The Ivory Coast game was... Maybe the atmosphere was good in that one, because that was the best game of the tournament for me. Ivory Coast and Ecuador. Sarah says, who decides on prices? FIFA or America, Canada and Mexico? It's FIFA, I believe. Yeah, FIFA. There is kind of the pricing committee, I guess, is a joint venture, but it's largely guided by FIFA. Did you see David Beckham and Tom Cruise at the US game? I did. I saw Tom Cruise kissing Victoria Beckham as well. Adam says Ivory Coast man a match the bar. Yeah, I mean Ecuador at the bar was twice and a couple of times there they rode their luck. But I did think Ivory Coast deserved to win it in the end. It was a really good game. City of Northville says in the US a ton of seats go to businesses who just have like live meetings during it and don't even care about the teams. That's it. You can tell. You can tell there's a lot of people at this game, not just this game, but every game. They're just there because it's a free complimentary ticket, and yeah, I'm at the World Cup, man. Which game you at? Oh, Belgium versus Egypt. Belgium versus Egypt. Absolute great game. There was a great shot by the Egypt player straight into the upper 90. Daddy O says, don't get jealous, Key, just because you want to kiss Tom Cruise. Pfft, who wouldn't? Let's take the old wedding ring off just in case Tom's watching. This charming Dan says, someone said, no matter how exciting a game is, Lee Dixon's commentary on games sounds like he's just spent a fun afternoon scattering his dog's ashes. Miserable sod. I mean, hey, I don't know. I don't know Lee Dixon. I'm sure he's a nice fella, but yeah, he does sound a bit bland, doesn't he? But then again, do you know what? You'd also whinge if it was like someone really like putting it on as well. You want authenticity, and if it's a dull game, I kind of don't mind the commentator being a bit dull. Oh, Ian, grow up, lad. Get a life. Sad act. Daddy-O says, Finners Matty, what do you think about the Japanese whiteboard, tactic board? Don't know what you're talking about. Is it about using whiteboards for tactics? That's not new. That's not a new thing. Loads of coaches, loads of teams have them. Dr. Congo versus Colombia. Dr. Congo. Ah, that was funny. I've seen that video. That woman drawing out of the sweepstake. She takes this name out the hat and he's like, oh yeah, here we go. Who have I got? Dr. Congo. The guy's like, yeah, that's not what it's called. Oh, yellow card. Yellow card. Who's this who's getting a yellow? Mo Salah having a whinge. Book him as well. Book him for whinging. Whinging so-and-so. Pete, I'd rather kiss Tom Cruise than Victoria Beckham, and I'm straight. Oh, Victoria Beckham was like my little crush when I was a kid. Loved Posh Spice. City of Northville, how about the Japanese bringing their own bags to clean up after themselves after a match? I mean, that's just good manners, isn't it? That's just good manners. Trossard, shocking from Trossard. Poor that. And he's lost the ball as well. That's poor. Finners Matty, no, they're using the whiteboard and putting random numbers on the board and holding them up during the game for the players to see. I guess it's one way of getting instructions onto the pitch. That's just Japanese traditions. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think that's just how we should all be. Like, if you litter, if you create a mess, you should clean it. Like, honestly, there's some people in this world who are absolute dogs, like absolute rats. Like, make a mess and litter and just create mess everywhere, and they're not bothered. Animals, absolute animals. So it's nice. It's nice that Japan made a mess in the changing room. They cleaned it up. I mean, I don't think that's something we should be like, yeah, great job, Japan. That should just be how we all are. Like, if you make a mess, you clean it up. Gunwoo says this World Cup has got upset written all over it. Andy Foster, Baby Spice or Ginger Spice were better. Sporty Spice was the best singer. I think Scurry Spice, ironically, has aged the best. But Posh was the best. Posh was by far the best looking. But yeah, I think Baby Spice was probably... I can't believe we're talking about the Spice Girls. But yeah, I think Baby Spice was probably the best, the nicest person. Emma Bunton's a nice lady. Three stars says Keanu Reeves, not seen at the World Cup yet. He was at the Download Festival at Donington Park, about 18 miles from where I live. My mum said the miserable sod could have stopped by for a cuppa. Constantine. Love Keanu Reeves. City of Northville, I didn't pay $7,000 per ticket to clean up after myself. Adam says, agree, my biggest pet hate is litterbugs. You ever see knobheads throwing Mackies out the car? I mean, you just know their room stinks of feet. Their room stinks of stale feet. That's the sort of people they are. Courtois comes out and clears it away. Doku, it's going to be a throw into Belgium on the halfway line. City of Northfield, yeah, that's why I had their poster, because they were nice ladies. That's why I had their poster, yeah. Nice ladies. That was about 20 years ago and 15 Botoxes ago. Hey, it happens, mate. It happens. I've nothing against it personally, but age comes to us all. You've got to embrace it as far as I'm concerned. Here's Trossard. Hit it. Edge of the box, Onana. Too easy. Trossard again. Stood up far post. Doku. De Bruyne. Shanks it. Far too easy. The old way. Sorry, big man. Had to bounce off. Had to have a quick game of shops with the wee one. What's the crack? What's the chat? The crack is Egypt are 1-0 up. Belgium haven't really done an awful lot in the game. Don't think they've had a shot on target yet. Not even had a corner. Been a terrible half for Belgium. Far post. Out to the edge. De Bruyne. Strike. Egypt clear it away. I'm telling you, this is too easy for Egypt. Emma Bunton, Baby Spice is a radio DJ on Heart FM. Got a player down on the halfway line. It's a great ball. Egypt clear it away. I mean, it's now the game's starting to fall into that familiar pattern. A little bit of like what we saw in Spain and Cape Verde. Egypt are not really interested now. They've dropped 10, 12 yards. Their back line's very much on the edge of their own box. They're not interested in pushing out. Every time they get the ball, it's about playing for free kicks, and they've got one there. Ashore, the goal scorer, skipping past Munier, I think it was, and a free kick for Egypt just near the halfway line, just near the touchline. I see the dark arts, that's it. Long ball forward. Marmouche chasing it down, but Courtois gets to it. Do you know what? And I knew I should have missed. I should have missed Spain, Cape Verde. I missed this one, and I should have done Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, and Iran v New Zealand. Because I'm telling you, them games are gonna have goals in. Goal kick. Man City fans is key. Which match was better? Germany, Curaçao, or Germany, Brazil? Which do you think? What's your opinion on it? Is Jerry still married to that F1 bloke? Christian something. Yeah, I think... Well, he's not F1 bloke anymore. Didn't he get fired? Yeah, I think she is still married to him. And Scary Spice. I think Emma Bunton's still married to Jade, whatever his name was, out of... I can't remember what the band was called. Was it Damage or something like that? I can't remember his name. Jade. Anyway, yeah. He's a DJ now, but I'm sure he was a singer. She was married to him. Scary Spice had Eddie Murphy's kid, allegedly. Shay says, why are you not doing Saudi v Uruguay? Because it's my rule, mate. My hard rule is I can't do 3 games in a row. Because I'm sleep deprived as it is, watching all these games at daft o'clock, 3 games in a row is a non-starter. So basically, if I do 2 games in a row, then they have to be 2 games that are worth doing. I can't do 3 games in a row unless it's like a knockout game. And there's a couple of times throughout this tournament where I have to do 3 games. And I think one of them is coming up in the next few days, but I have to do 3 games in a row. So I break my rule a couple of times. But it's so tough. It's so tough to do a game at like 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Because you just get no time in between games. And you just basically stood up speaking for 8 hours. Absolutely kills your throat, I'm telling you. Ben says, is KDB the best ever Premier League midfielder? No. No, KDB doesn't get in my all-time Premier League 11. Never mind best Premier League midfielder. Very good player, though. Fabulous player, but I don't believe he's... I don't believe he was better than Gerrard or Lampard, personally. Wonderful player, but if you could only have Gerrard or De Bruyne, it's not even... I don't believe that's a... I reckon if you put that to the chat, if you put that to a general audience and said Gerrard or De Bruyne... I mean, I guess it's difficult because a lot of people would be too young to have really appreciated Gerrard, but it's just no way. It's just no way. And I watched De Bruyne at his peak and he was wonderful. But he's just never, ever, ever in a million years the same player as Gerrard. Shay, I don't believe that KDB is better than Bruno, but just my opinion. Oh, I have to disagree with that. I'd have to disagree with that. Listen, Bruno's wonderful as well, but I think Kevin De Bruyne... Yeah, I don't think... I think if you need a match winner on the pitch, I think Kevin De Bruyne is far more of a match winner than Bruno is. Shell, not worth making yourself ill for, Key. Well, it's not. I think that's the problem as well, is Shell. If I... The bigger problem is the World Cup is mega saturated in terms of watch-alongs. So the channel's not really going to grow all that much throughout the World Cup. It was never going to be like... It was never going to smash like loads and grow really quickly because there's people doing watch-alongs that will never really... They've not really got an interest in football, really. But they're doing it. They've like massive gaming channels and things like that. People who normally wouldn't watch football are watching football because it's the World Cup. And like I said, when it gets to July, when it gets to the end of the World Cup and it's time for like the Champions League qualifiers, the Championship starting up again, these people will all disappear. That's when the Matchday Tavern becomes back into its own. Ben, I agree personally. Gerrard's the greatest Premier League midfielder because of what he did for Liverpool, and the guy would literally be good in every position. Yeah, I mean, put it this way. If we're talking about leadership and captaincy, Gerrard won games of football, and some might argue won FA Cups and Champions Leagues almost entirely on his own. So Kevin De Bruyne couldn't do what Gerrard did in Istanbul or at Cardiff. Kevin De Bruyne couldn't do what Gerrard did in terms of going to right back in the Champions League final because Liverpool needed him there. Edge of the box, just over the bar from Doku. Yeah, Gerrard played half a game at right back in the Champions League final and was incredible there. Was one of the best players on the pitch. City of Northville, you know that by how many people who call it soccer that are doing watch-alongs. It's you know, and this is the thing. The real big test is you're looking at like people like Mark Goldbridge, right? People like Mark Goldbridge who are wonderful at what they do and have done it for a really long time and have a huge audience, millions of people. They are getting low numbers for the World Cup. They are getting relatively low numbers for the World for what they normally get and what they would normally expect. The World Cup is not producing the numbers that they would have expected. There's channels with 100,000 plus subscribers getting like 2,000 views. So when you consider that, we're 2 weeks old as a channel. 3 weeks old as a channel. Started the Matchday Tavern just before the Champions League final. So barely 3 weeks old. So it's always going to get few views for this tournament. we'll start picking up after the tournament finishes, once everyone kind of disappears. All the hanger-oners, the ones who aren't really football fans, will disappear. Jelly says, it's been a terrible first half, almost worse as Ginger Spice leaving the Spice Girls. And Shell says, when we get tired, we're likely to have more seizures. That's the big thing that me missus and everything's been focused on, Shell. Is make sure, whatever you do as many games as you can, as many games as you want to, watch as many as you want. But if you feel twitchy or edgy or whatever, just don't do the game. Just don't do it. And thankfully, I've got my sleep writing off that, oh, what the hell is that? That's so poor. Egypt are in, and it's going to be a corner kick. Oh. Shahid says the first match was the Champions League final on this channel. No, it wasn't. No, the first match on this channel was Hull versus Middlesbrough. In the Championship final. Championship playoff final. I enjoyed the Morocco v Brazil game. Brazil were awful first half. Morocco goal was dead good. And Gary says, you're very clued up and have a great football knowledge, really. Love Arsenal, which is a bonus. But joking aside, wish you luck, fella, as an Arsenal fan. I watch you over my own team's watch-alongs. Oh, what a guy. That's really nice, Gary. To be honest, I just like having a chat to nice football fans and decent people. Even people who come in to take the piss. It's all good fun. I just like having a chat to you guys and watching the game together. It's a nice place. And it's nice. It's better, I think, than having a club channel anyway. Because whenever I used to, before I started this, whenever you'd watch a game with like a load of Liverpool fans, it was all the same stuff. It was all echo chamber stuff. And nobody's really challenging each other on like the stuff that matters, I guess. Whereas if there's a Liverpool fan, there's United fans, there's Everton fans and Arsenal fans and City fans and everyone all in the chat. Forest fans. If we're all in the chat and we're all having a natter, then it's a lot more interesting for me. Half-time, Egypt corner. Probably could have been 2-0 up there. Courtois all over the place, isn't he? I'm watching you. To be fair, do you know what, Shell? She does say she feels better knowing that you watch a lot of the games. Because she's like, do you know what? Shell will tell him off if she sees him looking like he's twitchy. Ben says Goldbridge is biased and I don't believe his general international knowledge is non-existent. He gets a lot of his information from other sources. And I'm a United fan. I don't know about that. From what I've seen, I personally quite like Goldbridge. I don't know. I quite like him. I do think it was a character to begin with, but now he's got millions of views. He doesn't need to be a character anymore. He can be himself because there's still loads of people watching him. Whereas I'm trying to do it arse about tit. I don't want to be a character. If I can't get there without being me, I don't want to do that. Up the tricky tree, says Gabriel. That's it, mate. Chimey, but there's never a City fan. Wonder why. I've blocked them all. No, there are City fans. Ethan's a City fan. Quite a lot of City fans come in. Fixtures out next week. Key Liverpool Forest. First game of the season at Anfield. Better get the pain over with. If you beat us again, I think I'll just stop watching all Liverpool Forest games in future because I can't take the hiding that I get off you. Pete, it's varied and full of banter, and if it's on here, I'll do my best to watch. Good lad. I'll always be on TikTok as well. Shell says, does the transfer window open today? I thought the transfer window was officially the 1st of July. Isn't it the 1st of July the transfer window opens? Oh, cheers, Shahid. Top guy. The Old Way says, I wonder why people are getting uptight about the word soccer. The US, it was first coined by the English as a slang for football in the 1880s. I didn't know that. Is it really? I didn't know that. Is Ethan a real person or a Saudi bot? That's a good question. I don't know, is the honest answer. Right, where is my Where's... Oh, there they are. Hang on. Let me get me little black quiz books. My little black... Oh, my daughter's put a sticker on that says Dad on that one. Right, hang on. Let's see if I can get a quiz for us, an half-time quiz. Oh, the window opened today, did it, officially? Oh, well, I apologise, I stand corrected. June 15th for the Prem, 1st of July for everywhere else. Oh, okay. What do I know then? Gary, I was told that soccer came from the word association. Oh, it might be, you know. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess, doesn't it? Key, you're a character, all right, mate. Oh, cheers, Ben. Man City fan says Goldbridge has had loads of accidents, though. Like what? Accidents? In what sense? Goldbridge is an accident, an accident waiting to happen. Quiz books, we all know that's your top-rated red light spots, Key. 10, so many. Thought you didn't have any. Do you know what it is, mate? It's because my little girl's been... I usually prepare at least 1 or 2 quizzes for every game. And normally I would do a half-time quiz. We have got quizzes I could do, but they'd be quizzes that we've probably covered quite a bit in the past. Let me try and see if I can find one that we've not done for a while. Do you know what my problem is? I've got loads of quizzes, but I've never actually wrote down like what the quiz is. So like Welsh's give us a quiz maybe 6 months ago, and I've just wrote down the answers. So then I have to guess what the actual quiz was. It's my own fault. Half of the time. I've got great, fantastic quizzes, but I need to find... Oh, that can't be right. I've got the top 10 packets of crisp flavours sold in the UK last year. I've got that. No, we've done that one. Top 20 chocolate bars sold in the UK last year. We've done that one. Most Premier League appearances under Sean Dyche. They can't really get... There's not much of a link between Belgium and Egypt and most of the Premier League appearances under Sean Dyche, is there? Come on. Give us a good one. Give us a good quiz that I can use. Top 10 goal scorers in Man United versus Arsenal games. That's not a bad quiz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go on then, we'll do that. Top 10 goal scorers in Manchester United versus Arsenal games in the Premier League. Shay says Goldbridge grew up a Forest fan and chose United for business purposes and changed his name for business. He's smart and he's done well. Again, I mean, he alleges he's always been a United fan. Name all the top scorers of every World Cup. Sweet baby Jesus. Right, hang on. Football talk. Rooney. Andy Foster, Rooney. Van Persie. Welbeck. Welbeck, no. Rooney is second. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Wait a second. I've wrote them down. Arse about tit here. So. Right, so halftime quiz is going to be the top 10 goal scorers in Manchester United versus Arsenal games in Premier League history. And I was just writing them down to make sure that I've got them in the right order. Right, so Rooney is top with 12. Sorry, yes. Van Persie is joint 5th with 7. Welbeck's not there. Rashford is 8th with 5. Giggs, no. Giggs isn't there. Sanchez is not there. Pires, no. Van Nistelrooy is same level with Van Persie. He's also got 7. Aubameyang is not in the top 10. Cantona's not in the top 10. Neither Scholes. Ronaldo's 3rd with 8. Henry is 2nd with 9. So you've got Rooney, Henry, Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy, Van Persie, Rashford. How many else? Who else have we got? Mr. Turnables, Ji-Sung Park has to be there. Ji-Sung Park is 9th. Yes, with 4. Not Lukaku, not Nani, not Walcott, not Wright, not Vieira, not Adebayor, not Louis Saha, and not Andy Cole. Not Bergkamp. Not Wiltord. No. Not Wiltord. Not Dwight York. Henry always played for the move. Sheringham, Andy. Well done. Teddy Sheringham is 7th. He got 6 against Arsenal. Not Alexis Sanchez. There's 2 left to get. And they're both Arsenal players. I'll give you that. So we're doing the top 10 Premier League goal scorers for Man United against Arsenal. So far, you've got, well, in Man United Arsenal games, Manchester United and Arsenal players who've scored in Man United and Arsenal games. Not Platt, not Beckham, not Keane, not Lacazette. There you go. Freddie Ljungberg. Freddie Ljungberg is 6th. Freddie Ljungberg is 6th. He has also got 7 goals against Manchester United. Love the relation to Belgium versus Egypt this had. Trossard's playing. What more do you want? Not Merson and not Arshavin. There you go. Man City fans got it. The last one is Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka's got 4 against Man United, which is enough to put him in the top 10, believe it or not. He's got 4 goals against Man United. Park, 4. Rashford, 5. Sheringham, 6. Ljungberg, Van Persie and Van Nistelrooy with 7. Cristiano Ronaldo with 8. Thierry Henry with 9. And Wayne Rooney with 12. There you go. That's your half-time quiz. I'll be a little bit better prepared for tomorrow's. I'll do some better ones for tomorrow. Assuming Welshwing's not turned up today, but we'll get some. We'll get some for tomorrow. Franny Jeffers, the fox in the box. Hey, and by the way, listen, this we might be witnessing history here, by the way, you know. Egypt have never, ever won a game. They have never, ever won a game at the World Cup. They were the first ever Arab nation and the first ever African nation at the World Cup back in 1934. But they've never actually won a game at the World Cup. Never. Alvalade, Yoki, Sonny in it. How's it going, man? No worries, Shell. Gary says could have done Spurs top scorers. Spurs top scorers in Arsenal games. Yeah, that might be the next one. We'll do that for France Senegal tomorrow. Just, you know, another one without a link. That's shocking given how they dominate AFCON. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, to be honest, Mo Salah and the World Cup is kind of a curse, to be honest. He got a shoulder injury, obviously, in the Champions League final in 2018 when Sergio Ramos snaked him, dragged him down. hurt his shoulder, and that ruined his 2018. He missed the 2018 World Cup. He then missed the penalty in the shootout against Senegal, which cost them 2022 entirely. But yeah, if Salah manages 3 goals at this World Cup, then he breaks his own manager's all-time record on the biggest stage. Hossam Hassan, currently the all-time Egyptian record goal scorer. He is the manager of Egypt. Football Talk says, what team do you support, Key? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. I am a Liverpool fan. Don't hold that against me. We watch everyone and anyone on this channel. We started with... listen, we've watched... We had the Premier League Dad channel. We've watched over 500 games last year. We're now live on the Matchday Tavern. Neil Jagger, I've got to go, Key, but you're far better than Mark Goldbridge. I wouldn't mind be a pound behind him in the bank. Andy, I predicted Belgium to be a flop. And City of Northville, I figured Sweden would do well. Didn't think that well. I think you've got to credit Sweden, of course, but Tunisia were pretty dreadful. They weren't great, were they? Mr. Turnable says, hold on, they didn't even score in 2002 with Hassan Sass. That was Turkey, mate. Hassan Sass was Turkey. Egypt didn't play in 2002. This charming Dan says the BBC are nicking your facts. They mentioned the Egypt never winning a World Cup match. The robbing bastards. Hey, I told you. They're nicking them off me. Shocking. Alexander the Great. What else have we got in terms of facts for you? The Great Pyramid of Giza was once the tallest man-made structure on Earth for nearly 4,000 years. It's not anymore, but it was the tallest man-made structure. Ben says Welsh Wing is in bed. He was up late last night watching Wales in the World Cup. Oh, that's a low. That's a real dig. Mercury, if you think Tunisia is bad now, how does the next 2 matches go now they have no manager? Well, it might be better. It might be better. I was watching before, so there was a... Let me see if I can find it. There's a Tunisian journalist who I was following, and he mentioned... let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so here we go. The Tunisian World Cup story is genuinely one of the biggest managerial disaster classes ever seen. Sabri Lamouchi called up 4 wingers and 3 strikers and benched all of them at the start of the opening World Cup game with a 5-3-2 that he hadn't used once during their entire preparation. He benched all of his forwards and lined up with 5 defenders and 5 midfielders against Sweden. He played a defensive fullback, who's basically a centre-back, played him as a wing-back. And then when the changes finally came, they made even less sense. He brought on a central midfielder to play wing-back and a left winger to play on the right. He then took off both of his defensive midfielders for an attacking midfielder and a striker, and finished the game with a double pivot made up of 2 number 10s. Even a FIFA career mode wouldn't have been this bad. But there you go. That's direct from a Tunisian journalist who obviously watches a lot more of Tunisia than us. And he was pretty devastated by how Sabri Lamouchi lined up against Sweden. But here we go. Second half about to go down. Can Belgium turn this around? Liam, what's the best game you've watched so far? In this tournament, I would say Ecuador versus Ivory Coast last night. I thought that was a phenomenal game. Really enjoyed it. Sounds dodgy. It's a little bit dodgy. So we definitely had a bet. Man City fan, has anybody been to Egypt? I've never been to Egypt, but I have family that have, and friends that have, and my family in particular, had a horrible experience. And it's one that I personally I don't think, there's a lot of places in the world I'd like to go. Egypt, probably not one of them. The Old Way says, who is everyone's most disliked player ever for no particular reason? Just irritated you. Mine was Lee Hendry as a kid. No idea why. Probably a good guy as well. He always seems quite nice on Sky Sports, doesn't he, Lee Hendry? My most disliked player for no reason. Well, that's a good question, actually. Who's your most disliked player but for no reason at all? Dele Alli. And I feel awful. I feel awful about that because obviously what's subsequently happened with him and transpired and all that stuff obviously that came out. But I never liked him. I always hated Dele Alli. And he did nothing wrong. And he was a Liverpool fan who said he idolised Steven Gerrard and everything. Oh, I just hated him. I never liked Dele Alli as a footballer. I always thought he was really snide and overrated and just I never liked him. Like Bernardo Silva, I never liked. Bernardo Silva, but I think that was good reason because he was a rival and he kind of kicked Liverpool every time he played against us. And he never clapped us when we won the league. But Dele Alli, I had no reason at all to dislike. See, Joey Barton, no one likes Joey Barton, do they? I'm not sure a lot of his mates like Joey Barton, to be honest. But I don't think that's quite the same. We've got reason to dislike Joey Barton. But Phil Neville. Handsome Phil Neville. Adam says, Hatem Ben Arfa for me. Clasp James, how's it going? Mr. Turnables, most people come to Ghana when visiting Africa for the first time. I won't mind going to Ghana. Strike, Egypt. Oh, cleared away. Unlucky. Ben says, you're doing the night games tonight, La. I'm not, mate. No, not tonight. Because I've done these two. I'm kind of capped, basically. The missus has said, two games is your absolute maximum. You can pick whichever 2 games you want, but you're doing 2 games a day. No more. If you're doing 3, you've got to have a very good reason for you to do that 3rd one. And you can't do them all 3 in a row. There's got to be a gap in between them. That's her hard rule, and I'm sticking with it, sadly. Elijah Mann says, Belgium are lazy. Belgium have not been great today, have they? Charmy says, Balotelli was too sensitive. Vinny too. And this charming Dan says, Sabri Lamouchi sounds like a bit of a head case. Wonder who takes a punt on him next. Perhaps Watford. Forest could be. Man City fan says, where did you go? I went to Cairo. I think, well, I've had family go to Sham. I've had family go to, what's the other place they all go to? It's holiday resorts. Hurghada and Sharm El Sheikh. In the 2 places they've gone to. I have had a couple of mates who've gone to Cairo. And again, when I've watched a lot of I watch a lot of travel vloggers and stuff like that when they've gone to Cairo, and even Carl Pilkington when he went to Cairo. Wasn't a great place from what I saw on them videos. Remy Moses. 3D scan of a day of a convo with AI and give us a simulation. A simulation live. Key Thomas AI. Why are Belgium always bringing trash managers with such a good squad? Do we think this is a good squad? I mean, I'll be honest, I look at this Belgium squad and I think most players are over the hill. There's a couple of young, talented players in there, but a lot of them aren't really quite ready yet. I mean, I think Doku's a really talented player, and I think Ngoy's a really talented player, but after that, it's a lot of older players. De Bruyne, he's getting past it. Trossard, Tielemans is getting on. Munier, Mekele, Castagna, Courtois, they're all on the wrong side of 30, aren't they, most of them? Adam says, got conned in Egypt by a salesman, said I'd make loads of money, turned out to be a pyramid scheme. Oh, you had me. You had me in the first half there. I don't mind. I absolutely bought that one. Here's Doku. Ball pulled back. Egypt scramble it away. Good defending from Egypt so far. Really good defending. Ian says, remember a couple of years ago when they said this World Cup, the games are in the quarters? The games would be in quarters. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Neville, have you seen that Russia are considering making an alternative international tournament featuring the nations that failed to qualify for this World Cup? I haven't seen that. Maddow says, I think you have to travel to Cairo with a proper guide key. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe that's the frustration. He's a funny geezer. Oh, how dare you? How dare you? Here's Doku. Far edge of the box. That's got to be a free kick. Yeah, free kick. Atia. You're already on a yellow card, him as well. Imagine watching this World Cup as an Italian. Oh, you'd feel like you've missed out. Good run, that. Doku dancing through. Atta with the foul. And free kick edge of the box. Definitely De Bruyne territory, this one, isn't it? Tielemans is over it as well. Trossard's kind of lingering, but let's be honest, I think there's only one man taking this, and I think it is going to be the Ginger Ninja, KDB, Kevin De Bruyne. How's it going? I don't even know. Good to see you, man. Very dangerous free kick. De Bruyne stepping up. Cheers, Mr. Turnables. Thanks for that, man. Cleopatra took no responsibility for a thing. Queen of denial. Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. Queen of denial. Sweet Lord. De Bruyne, a free kick. Oh, good save from the keeper. Excellent save from Shabir. These jokes are minging. As a dad, it's the law that I write them all down. This is it. Oh, it wasn't even a save. It hit the post. Oh, I thought he got a touch on that. Yeah, this is the thing. I've got to remember these now. Me dad would love that. Salah. Far post. Here he is. Good defending. Corner Egypt. Here we go. Tell you what, if anything, it's looking more like Egypt are gonna hit them on the counter, aren't they? Egypt are looking far more dangerous than Belgium at this point. I know they've just hit the post, Belgium, but it's been a really tame performance from him. End to end so far. Mo Salah with the corner. Here we go. Belgium headed away. Trossard flicks it away, completes the clearance. Gary says, had a chat with an Italian from Naples. He said in Naples they're all out for Scotland and McTominay. I can imagine that, yeah. He's very, very well liked in Naples, isn't he? Great run this down the left-hand side. And Goy can't quite hold him up. Egypt in the area, great run. Oh, good defending that, really good defending from Mekele. And I think that's going to be a foul, is it? No. Referee's letting it play on. Great ball in. Header. Oh, must be this time. Oh, so close for Egypt. Imam Ashur, who's already scored one, probably should have made it two there. Was Mo Salah with a header. And he forced a save from Courtois. A really good ball in. I've got to say, I think if that one goes in, might be a question mark. What is Courtois doing there? I mean, it's Salah with the header. He heads it down, but there's not really anything on that. What's Courtois doing? He could have caught that. This is the day for shocks, says Pete. I don't think you're wrong, mate. Shocks is right. Spain dropping points against Cape Verde. Now Egypt beating Belgium. The old ways, that lean beef joke made me laugh more than it warranted. You know what you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Here's Nicholas Raskin on for Onana. Do you know what? He's been a really underwhelming signing, hasn't he? Onana. I think Everton didn't quite get the best out of him. He's gone to Villa, and I know he's won a Europa Conference League, or a Europa League rather. But I don't feel like he's even really thrived at Villa. I'm not sure he's been 50 million quid's worth of talent at Villa. Courtois wafting at that like I waft at wasps. Daniel says, there's nothing shocking about Egypt beating Belgium. It's what I expected. I don't think anyone else expected it, mate. Maybe we're not all football connoisseurs like you. I don't think anyone expected Belgium to get beat here. I mean, they might still turn it round, but the performance has been really worrying from the Belgians. Bizarre goalkeeping, got away with that. I mean, I think that there's a real problem with Courtois today because I think he should have saved the goal. And, I mean, that was a mad bit of goalkeeping. I don't know what he was doing there. But he definitely should have saved the goal. Shahid says, would surprise me if Saudi Arabia beat Uruguay. I mean, Uruguay are a little bit all over the place as well. And Saudi are not a bad side now. Saudi have started to pick up. That is one that's... I would have said that even before today's games. The Saudis against Uruguay is one to watch for a freak upset maybe. Saudi have started to have a real style of play. That's unlucky. That's better. Yeah, so that will be an interesting one, actually, Saudi Arabia, Uruguay. They actually did, I mean, it's a little bit like Tunisia, I guess. It's a little bit like Tunisia in that they sacked their manager, I think, 6 weeks before the tournament, Saudi Arabia. They hired Georgios Donis. Total wild card, really, from the Saudis, but they got in via the back door. I think they went through on goal difference against Iraq in a playoff. Oh, great ball, this, in the area. Excellent defending again from Egypt. Adam says Darwizi hat-trick. Oh, what a run this is. Marmoush is in. I tell you what, Egypt could be in here. Got to finish it. That's a foul. Surely that's a foul, referee. He's not getting a foul for that, Marmoush. Counter, hit it wide, unlucky. I mean, he got put under a bit of pressure. Put under a fair bit of pressure there. Ian says, is that the Georgios Donis that played in the Prem? It is, yes, it is. Former Sheffield United, former Blackburn player, Georgios Donis. now Saudi Arabia coach. He's only been Saudi Arabia coach for 6 weeks, though. De Ketelaere does well to win it back. And it might go out for a corner, this one. I think it will. Yeah, good play from De Ketelaere. Should be a yellow, says Jellyfish. Ian says, why did I think he'd played for Newcastle? Georgios Donis, are you not thinking of Dabizas, maybe? Nikos Dabizas. Yeah, I only really remember him playing for Blackburn, and he had a spell at Sheffield United. Belgium corner, headed away, edge of the box, great strike. Oh, that would have been maybe goal of the tournament there from Yuri Tielemans. Caught it left-footed, not his strongest foot, but what an effort that is. Edge of the box, headed away. Tielemans goes through loads of bodies. Had the keeper worried there for a minute. Shubir was diving, full stretch. Wonderful technique from Tielemans. Very unlucky. Just wide of the far post. Ian says Donis was a winger, wasn't he? Dabizas a centre-back. Well, yeah, Dabizas was a defender. I only really remember Donis with Blackburn and a little bit with Sheffield United. Oh, De Bruyne straight at the keeper again. Another big opportunity. De Ketelaere, probably the star really for Belgium at the minute. He's been the best player on the pitch for Belgium. The only one causing any real trouble for Egypt at the top end. It's going to be 2-0 Egypt, this. I don't disagree with you based off what we've seen so far. Oh, here we go. Romelu Lukaku's coming on. Just to shore it up and make us a lot more confident that it's probably going to be Egypt 2-0. Ben says, combined Egypt and Belgium 11 key. Probably just Salah and Marmoush in. Belgium's team with Salah and Marmoush. I don't think there's really anything else I'd throw in there. Yeah, they're all pretty much playing in the Egyptian league. So as much as they've played quite well today, I don't think you can make a case for it, really, can you? You can't really make a case and say, well, you know, Timothy Castagne's not been great today for Belgium. He's even had a yellow card. Would you drop him for, you know, the Egypt left back who plays for Pyramids in the Egyptian Premier League? Probably not. Jelly says you can convince your wife to let you do 3 matches in a day. Oh, I can absolutely convince her. I just don't want to. It's you just can't do it, mate. It's so tough, honestly. And I'm not someone that's like afraid of graft in any way. I'm telling you, it's hard work. 8 hours in a row. Oh, that was naughty. That might be a yellow card. That might be one of the referee visits. Strike. Deflection. Oh, nearly 2. Should have been 2, you know. Should have been 2, that. Oh, so unlucky. So unlucky, that. Madhouse, who's the greatest Belgian player of all time? Greatest Belgian player of all time? He's probably De Bruyne, isn't it? Maybe Courtois. Joe, can you name the 3 players from Belgium to play for Liverpool? Origi. Mignolet. And... Oh. Rudi Mignolet. Is anyone further back? Oh, Benteke. Benteke in it. Yeah. Origi, Mignolet, Benteke. Not brilliant. Ben says, from what I've seen, Morocco v Ivory Coast could be a great match. If it ends up, yeah, if we get that in the knockouts. Chance! Lukaku! It's there! He's only been on the pitch a matter of seconds. And it's 1-1. There you go. Big Rom. Lukaku sticks it in. A great ball down the right-hand side. And we've got an equaliser. Yes, we've got a goal. We've got a game. Excellent ball over the right-hand side. Who was it who put the cross in? Was it De Ketelaere? I don't know who puts the cross in here, but Lukaku, right where you'd want him. Right where you need him. That's the moment for Belgium. And finally, they've got a focal point on the pitch. Who is it who makes the pass? It's a great ball. Absolutely fabulous ball down the right-hand side. I think it might be Meunier who puts the cross in. Is it Thomas Meunier? I think it is. And Lukaku, it's going to be an own goal. It's not even Lukaku. It's not even Lukaku. It's going to be an own goal from Hani. Lukaku actually misses it. Lukaku misses it and Hani puts it in the net. Own goal. Own goal. Not a Lukaku goal. Belgium's best player could be Paul van Hismst. No idea who that is. Yeah, OG. It's going to be an OG. And Lukaku's getting the plaudits, and to be fair, it probably doesn't go in if Lukaku's not in the mix and putting them under pressure. But Lukaku on the pitch and grabs an equaliser. Great stuff. Really, really good to see. Lukaku's crap. Yeah, hydration break. We might have to start getting quizzes for the hydration break, like a little teaser. Hydration break teaser, sponsored by Powerade. Oh, it's so bad. I hate the commercialisation of this World Cup. Enzo Schifo, best ever Belgian player. Enzo Schifo. Luc Nillis. Remember Luc Nillis? Lots of great Belgian players back in the day. Mark Wilmots was a good player. Do you remember him? What was his name who played for Sheffield Wednesday? Gilles de Beeld. Gilles de Beeld was an absolutely fantastic player. This charming Dan says, I was just typing, Belgium have been utter shite and the bastards score. I should have said it sooner, he might have a few more goals. Hey, Dan, if that's a skill that you actually have, that's a very, very useful one for us to have throughout next season. It'd be very useful if you could start saying Liverpool have been utter shite. I'd love you to start saying that a bit more. Time for more Shandy, says Shell. De Beeld was meant to be class, but kind of flopped in England. I always thought he had a couple of decent games for Wednesday. Who did he play for? Did he go to Bradford as well? I'm sure he had another team in England. Prudhomme, the keeper, was class as well. Yeah, Michel, was it Michael or Michel Prudhomme? Yeah, they always had some decent players, but I'd still say this is kind of the golden generation, or at least this is the tail end, isn't it? This is the back end of the Belgian golden generation. They were ranked world #1 for a very, very long time and never quite made it count in international tournaments. But yeah, they had some great defenders. You look at Vermaelen, Vertonghen, Courtois, obviously Lukaku at his peak, Kevin De Bruyne, Eden Hazard. They always had real quality. Ben, do you think Madrid will do well with Mourinho key? I do, mate. Yeah, I still think Mourinho's a wonderful manager, one of the best around, and you know he's got the Madrid job on merit. Do you know what I think they've done with Madrid? They've probably looked at it and gone, we need an older, sort of more respected figure to come in here. Alvaro Arbeloa knew the club. You know, there was a little bit of respect there, but probably not enough of an ego for him to go into that dressing room with Mbappe and Vinny and Bellingham and, you know, some real big names, big egos. I think you need Mourinho to tame that a little bit. Mourinho's dealt with big egos on players before, and he can also go in and kind of be big balls, can't he? He can go in and say, listen, I've won multiple Champions Leagues. You can't tell me nothing. I've been brilliant and built brilliant teams at multiple clubs in multiple leagues across the last 20 odd years. You know, you're not going to teach me nothing. And I've got the backing of Florentino Perez here. So if I say you're out, even if you're Vinny, even if you're Mbappe, even if you're Bellingham, I think you're gone. And I do think that's what we'll see with Mourinho. Expect to see a surprise departure from Madrid. Bryce says Saudi and Uruguay have a big chance today. Big result for Cape Verde. Yeah. I mean, Saudi, this is a huge result. This one before the Spain-Cape Verde as well. Iran and New Zealand. Listen, Iran and New Zealand's going to be a hell of a game. The other game in this group. Because you'd imagine now, if this one finishes 1-1, you know, you're looking at Iran and thinking, or maybe even New Zealand, if either of them get a win, 3 points for either Iran and New Zealand, chances are they're going through to the knockouts, which is incredible. It's Luke says the Czech side were a great watch in 2004, arguably deserved to win it. That was the year, was that the year Milan Barros? Was it 2004, that one? I always get confused between no, it was 2004. Euro 2000 was the one in Holland and Belgium, wasn't it? That was when England went out in the group stages. Phil Neville giving away a penalty against Romania. Yeah, I do. I remember Milan Barros in Euro 2004. That was a good run and a good effort there. Good save from Schubier. Excellent play from Trossard on the right. Yeah, Euro 2004, that Czech Republic side was Petr Cech in goal. They had Milan Barros up front, Nedved, Rosicky, Jan Koller was there. Some real talent. We beat Germany and still went out. That wasn't a great Germany side either, though, to be honest, was it? Neville, look how much the Belgian manager is sweating in this heat. And the old way says, I must be the only Arsenal fan who loves Mourinho. Before Arteta, I wanted him at Arsenal. I always wanted Mourinho at Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, we very nearly got him. And in the end, we chose Rafa Benitez. But Mourinho was known to... I think Mourinho really appreciates Liverpool as a club. And I know he's been a Man United manager, and I can't see a world in which he'd ever come to Liverpool. But... I wouldn't have a problem with Mourinho as Liverpool manager. If it ever had come down to it, I think he would have been brilliant for us. Oh, that's great play. It's a free kick, I think. Is it going to be a free kick for Belgium? No, free kick for Egypt. Poor from the ref. Gary says, is it right that the best 8 third-place teams go through? So could we see one of them winning the World Cup? Yeah. Yeah, it's infinitely possible that a team finishes with 2 points, goes through to the knockouts, and maybe ends up going on winning the tournament. It's entirely possible that you could lose, draw, and go through. That might actually be what happens. Courtois, De Bruyne, best Belgian player. Origi's number 1 though. Divock. It's Luke says Mourinho's box office just seems to blow up for him after a few years. Doesn't seem to have mellowed much either. Feels like he gets his feet under the table at any given club, doesn't he? Gets a bit of power and maybe just starts to push a bit too much. Like, kind of forgets that he's the coach and he's a bit dispensable. Doesn't always remember that. And player power too often has won for him after a few seasons. But he's well liked at every club he's been at, basically. I mean, even United. I always thought he was a good manager at United. They sacked him too soon. Could say that about most United managers over the years, haven't you? Mr. Turnbull says, just like PSG won the Champions League last season from the bottom part of the group stage. Yeah, PSG only qualified, didn't they, on the final day? Neville, what do you think to the All or Nothing documentary Man United are going to do next season? Are you jealous that Liverpool never got the opportunity? No, absolutely not. No, I don't think that's true, by the way. Liverpool have had a documentary in the past, and it was a disaster, mate. And every team that have had an all or nothing style documentary, it is a disaster. I don't think it's something that clubs or fans should be doing at all. That's a club taking a lot of money that they shouldn't really take. It's not smart. You don't. There's some things that should remain throughout. Internal. Keep your dirty washing behind closed doors. And I don't think it's smart at all, Man United having an all or nothing documentary. And I think it might hurt him. I actually think it might hurt him. Mustafa, Zico and Salah have gone off for Zizou and Hamza. City of North Hill, especially after he worked so hard to get rid of the media circus. Exactly, you're just inviting it back in. It's craziness for me from Man United, but it stinks of a club that maybe needs the money. You know, that spell out of Europe, missing those Champions League funds. I just wonder whether or not it's kind of the money's been too good to take, and they've gone, yeah, go on, balls to it. We'll take it. Why not? .77 on the clock. Egypt coming down the left-hand side. Ball over the top. Too easy. Straight through to Courtois. Rigandel, did you hear about Oliver Tree? I did, yeah. Very sad. Very sad. It's an awful lot of... Feels like a lot of celebrities and helicopters and stuff in the last few years. I don't think I'd ever want to travel in a helicopter. I'm sure it's safe. I'm sure there's millions of helicopter flights, but goodness me, there's an awful lot of people who've struggled. Excuse me. Yeah, get that gone. Sorry, spam in the chat. Trossard inside. Lukaku. Good defending. Really good block that from Egypt again. Really, really talented defenders. Throwing everything on the line. City of North Hill, we don't need shit. The owners need it for the debt they strapped us with, their greasy freaks. Well, okay, fair enough. That's probably a fair point. Neville, yes, and Carrick to me comes across as a private and quiet person. Not the sort who wants a camera in his face all the time. This is probably all Ineos is doing. This is my point, yeah. I look at it and think, well, would Michael Carrick want it? No. Would the fans want it? No. Would the players want it? No. So if the fans wouldn't want it, the players wouldn't want it, and the manager wouldn't want it for any amount of money, then it's only been done for that. And if it's only been done for that, and it can only negatively affect United, not in any way a positive, you're only going to see things in that document. Because they'll try and make it sensationalist. They'll try and make it something that, you know, they try and get some sort of expose inside the inner workings of Man United. And maybe an argument that takes place on the training pitch and stuff like that. This is not stuff that you should be seeing. And it's not stuff that I don't think fans don't want to see it. Proper fans, United fans. Brilliant for me. Brilliant for people who actively want to see Man United's downfall. Yeah, fantastic for us. We get to see United and probably struggle, I think. The Old Way says, there's a question. What's everyone's most embarrassing thing your club has ever done in your eyes? Mine is the Daft Wee fans' Ashburton Army or the All or Nothing with You'll Never Walk Alone. Oh, yeah. The most embarrassing thing my club has ever done. I think in hindsight, probably the Luis Suarez stuff. Yeah, the Luis Suarez stuff I think was just in bad taste. Just in bad taste. I don't believe Luis Suarez is a racist, but I think he said some stuff that he shouldn't have said, and I don't think that was the smartest thing the club could have done, personally. He's an head case. He's an absolute head case, Luis Suarez. He bites people and spits at people and all sorts, and he's probably not the nicest of people. Or rather, sorry, I'm sure he is a nice guy, but just wants to win at all costs, and that's not always the best thing. And yeah, said some stuff that he really, really shouldn't have said, and the club decided to say, you know, we don't believe he said what you think he said, and there's context and there's nuance and all this. And, you know, I mean, whatever you think of that, that's probably the thing for me that stands out. I think in hindsight, we probably shouldn't have done that. Very soon, Jeremy Doku would be Belgium's best player, but poor performance today. City of Northville, Ronaldo will be vindicated by the time it comes out. And Hiller says Ken Bates putting up an electric fence. Shell says having a dodgy accountant for an owner. Yeah. Neville on behalf of Liverpool turning up in white suits to get beat by United in the 96 FA Cup final. I mean, the suits themselves weren't actually that bad. Like, they were just... It was like the players all turning up with white boots on. It's that showmanship type thing, isn't it? Yeah, the white suits. It's not smart. Strike. Oh, wonderful save from Chubeard again. 8 minutes to go. Belgium are pushing, but Egypt now on the counter-attack. Good defending by Ngoy, and now Doku. This is where they can hurt him. Just can't quite get the pass right. City of Northville, we aren't challenging for shit with our lack of transfer ambition. We're trying to become Brighton, buying cheap. And Adam Timmins, this looks desperate now for Egypt. Can only see one winner. It's Luke says those warm-up t-shirts the players wore. I know, I was going to say, it was like the guy had been taken hostage and whatever. It was just a bit stupid. From a PR perspective, whoever was in charge of that it was at a time when the club was... It just wasn't particularly well run. And it wasn't really governed all that well. And it was just... Yeah, not the smartest. Not the smartest. 3 Star says it's like the Mr. Marinakis fight at the basketball match the other day. All that was shown was Marinakis with a black eye and a ripped shirt, but nothing said how the fight started. Pete, at least theirs is on Amazon. Ours was on Channel 5. Do you know what was cringe? I remember Brendan Rodgers. Remember Brendan Rodgers doing that thing where he said he had an envelope. And he folded a piece of paper and he put it in this envelope and he said, there's a player. I've wrote a player's name and I've put it in this envelope, and this player is going to let us down this season. This player is the player that's going to let us down this season. I'll show it to you at the end of the season. Now, we never actually got to see whose name was in that envelope. But it was a weird psychological technique that Brendan Rodgers took. He's a weird guy, Brendan Rodgers. All the stuff you read on him. Just a really, enigmatic, just a mad guy. The City of Northville don't need Goldbridge to tell me Anderson was the player. I've seen him play all season. He's best in class. He would have been a foundational player for us, but we'd rather save 40 mil. Watch how it works out. I mean, if United aspire to be back challenging for the title, Elliot Anderson is exactly the player that I would have expected them to go for. But I don't think that they have got that pull anymore. Maybe they've spent a lot of money. You've got to say that, City of Northville. United have spent an absolute fortune. They've spent more than anyone else in the league over the last 6-7 years. It's a lot of money. So you've got to say that that pot, that well of money has to run out at some point. Kevin De Bruyne is coming off, 5 minutes left. Yeah, it was like something Arteta would do now. It is, isn't it? It is. Arteta, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if someone said Arteta he's got Brendan Rodgers' like playbook of stuff that he's just so many weird stuff that Arteta has done that's very similar to Rodgers. Never, Brendan Rodgers, beautiful human being, was a common saying of his. Oh, God, yeah. It's got great work rate. Key, I think the most embarrassing thing my club had done is to give in to a fan and the racist player pressure and sack Emery. Keep an eye, Emery. Football Talks, are you live for Iran versus New Zealand, sir? I'm not. No, I'm not live for those two that are coming up. Uruguay, Saudi, or Iran versus New Zealand. I'm giving those two a miss, but I am live tomorrow for France, Senegal, and Argentina, Algeria, which is a 2 a.m. kickoff here in the UK. So I'll be live for those tomorrow. I've done Spain, Cape Verde, now Belgium, Egypt. Great ball in. Lukaku. Oh, he should have scored. That was it. That was the chance. That was the chance. Should have been 2-1 Belgium there. Shay says, only club in the Big Six that's never spent 100 million on a single player. But put that in the trophy cabinet. What's that mean, anything? You can say that, but all that means is you've still spent more than anyone else. However you want to dress that up, mate. Doesn't matter that you've not spent 100 million on a player. And I would argue you have. I mean, Paul Pogba certainly did cost over 100 million when you add in agents' fees and everything else. You 100% have spent more than 100 million on a player. To be honest, I bet Lukaku weren't far off it, and Anthony as well weren't far off it. You spent a lot of money on players who weren't worth it, and you spent more than anyone else. Finners Matty, are you doing Austria v Jordan on Wednesday morning as well? No. Why is Lukaku bobbins at big tournaments? I mean, in fairness, I don't think he's bobbins at big tournaments. I think he's just bobbins at the minute. Shell, did you watch the Sweden game, Key? I didn't watch it. But I didn't watch it live because it was a 3 a.m. kickoff and I had the little one to contend with. But I did see the highlights and I've seen all the goals and stuff. And yeah, it was great to see. Isak and Yasin Ayari were absolutely fantastic. They played really well, Sweden. Shay says, English, a lot of PR around him and 120 million, not a chance, stay away. Listen, you just said the same thing about Declan Rice though, mate. You just said the exact same thing about Declan Rice. In fact, I'm pretty confident most people did say the same thing about Declan Rice with West Ham. And was he worth the 100 million that Arsenal paid and all that? The going rate, mate, is now certainly for the Premier League proven centre mid that would change, absolutely would change Man United as a team, that would kick you on. I mean, I think if you could go back in time and sign Declan Rice again, you would for that money, wouldn't you? Declan Rice has proven to be a good value signing for Arsenal. I mean, I would put Elliot Anderson in that category. So if he's 120 million, I mean, it's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but he's a transformative signing, Elliot Anderson. He's a player that kicks United on, 100%. I don't think that Elliot Anderson is going to United. I think he's almost certainly going to City, unless, and maybe that's why he's not committed to City yet, is because there's a, that sort of ban maybe hanging over them, points deduction, whatever it may be. Egypt, cleared away. Belgium, scramble it away. There's still a chance for the Egyptians. They're in behind here. Oh, good defending. Needed to be happening there. Need to be alert. It's Luke says Fernandes is the better value signing. I think Anderson is a surefire thing, though. I think that's my point. Elliot Anderson is 100% a surefire thing. That's why he's 120 million. Matthias Fernandes is a very good player, but you're still going to have to pay 60, 70 million for him, if not more. and is 70 or even 80 million, whatever it ends up being, I don't think he's a surefire thing. And the extra 40 million, I just don't think he's worth it. I don't know. Belabor at least is Prem proof. Oh, Belabor not for me. Don't rate Belabor at all. Jellyfish says Vert, Isaac. You say that you're having a pop at Liverpool now because you can't take us having a go at Man United. So why are we even talking about Liverpool, mate? You're having a go at Liverpool because you know that Man United have got it wrong. Man United have spent an absolute fortune, more than anyone else, and they've got it wrong. That's why. That's what we're talking about. The discussion isn't even about Liverpool. Mr. Al-Shamari, who would you say is man of the match key? Do you know what? I think Ashore did very, very well, but I would probably say I'd give it to the Egyptian midfielder. Is it Atia? I don't know if the one he's just gone off. Has he gone off? No, Atia was the one that got booked. Lachine is the other one. Lachine in midfield has put his foot in. He's done well. He's won a lot of stuff for Egypt. So I'd say him or one of the centre-backs has been very good. Anderson is worth what the market says he's worth. If he wasn't worth that, City wouldn't be paying it. That's true. I was going to say, for me, Elliot Anderson is £120 million worth of... He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. And I would say he's a surefire thing. Oh, Lukaku. Gives the ball away. That's better. It's Luke says United have wasted a lot of money. City have spent way more than that on the books, though. They have, but City recoup a lot of money. That's the thing with City. City tend to get an awful lot back because they've got... Look how many young players City have sold for like 20, 30 million quid. I mean, they'll probably sell Savinho to Spurs or someone like that for 50 million. Lukaku, good footballist from Belgium. There's only 2 minutes left. It's Luke, overpaid for Maguire, Sancho, Anthony, Agate. The list is endless. Yeah. This is it. And they've overpaid and not won anything. So, and they've not got anything back for those players. You know, Anthony, they got a little bit for. Sancho's left for nothing. Agate they'll be lucky if they get half what they paid for him. And Maguire will leave for nothing as well. I wonder if the reason that Belgium don't have another centre-forward is because Lukaku keeps eating them. He's looking a touch hefty these days. Ben says, if every player in the Premier League played to their full ability, who would win the league key? Liverpool. If every player in the Premier League played to their absolute max capability, Liverpool. Yeah. Liverpool. I firmly believe Liverpool have got the best 11. If they were available all season and played to their best, Liverpool would win the league. Oh, unlucky. Oh, it was just dipping under, I thought. Unlucky. Ian, how come every time we have a priority position to sign for, the market gets inflated for that position? I mean, Premier League, just that's how it is, isn't it, with the Prem? City of Northfield, we've paid more money for less players so many times, but now our supporters are all trained to think like Brighton or a mid-table team. What club challenging for a title goes for third or fourth best? United never would under Fergie, would they? He was never looking for value for money signings under Fergie. Ever. Who's the best player? Go and get him. Go and get him. That's why United won league titles. Because every time they needed a player, they identified him and went and got him. And it wasn't a case of there's a second choice or a third choice. If you don't get him, he doesn't want to come. I mean, how often did a player not want to go to United under Fergie? It wasn't very often. And the few times that it did happen, you look at it and think like Ronaldinho. Like really big star names. Gaza, these are the ones people mention. Shearer. Not many turned United down under Ferguson. Ian says, Lukaku looks like he's turned up for the Legends game. Well, speaking of Legends games, we've had a draw here. We had a draw earlier with Spain, Cape Verde. We had a draw here, Egypt and Belgium. 2 goals out of 3 hours worth of football, folks. We got 2 goals. Mohamed Hani with an own goal as well. Imam Ashur with the opening goal tonight. Absolute screamer. That sounds easy, but he got the right characters. He did. He was a very good judge of character, wasn't he? There wasn't many that Ferguson brought in and you thought, ooh, bad egg. Bad egg moved him on. The ones that he identified were bad eggs. He quite quickly kind of... And do you know what that was again? That was like personal life control. Have you ever seen that? You ever heard the story of Wes Brown? Where Wes Brown, like, he just broke into the United first team and he got he got his first paycheck and stuff, and he went and bought a flat in the centre of Manchester. I think it was above Tiger, the nightclub, or it might have been above Hacienda or something like that. He went and bought a flat above a nightclub, and he went and told Ferguson, and he was like, you better go and get that sold now. I'll give you my real estate agent's, number. Get that sold now. You're not living there. You're not living there. Ben, I agree, mate. Liverpool would have won the league if they played to their best. I don't think Arsenal won a great league this year. Arsenal won this year because they'd spent pretty much more than anyone else, and they had the best squad and the best bench. And that's usually what wins leagues. It's benches, isn't it? And Arsenal had the best bench. Not bench. Ian says James Pearce has poo-pooed the Nunes rumours, by the way. James Pearce also said Slot was staying, though, in fairness, didn't he? So, swings and roundabouts. You never know. Jocelyn says Iran wins. I think Iran might do, against New Zealand early hours. I do think Iran have got a great chance. Mehdi Taremi still flying. He's at Olympiacos now, former Inter Milan striker Mehdi Taremi. So I'll be interested to see how they shape up in the early hours of the morning. Obviously, we've got Saudi Arabia versus Uruguay first. Now, I'm not going to be watching those 2 games. I'm finished. That's me done for tonight. I am back tomorrow for France versus Senegal. What a game that's going to be. We've watched Senegal in a World Cup warm-up game against the US. They got beat. We watched France against Ivory Coast in a World Cup warm-up game. They got beat. So, France-Senegal should be a really, really interesting one tomorrow. Looking forward to that one. If you haven't already, do me a favour. Hit like on the video. Hit subscribe. Make sure you're followed on TikTok as well. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock kickoff it is for France-Senegal, so I'll be live 7:45. Take it easy. See you soon. Have a lovely, lovely night, everyone. Matty, yes, I will be watching the games. I'm watching them, I'm just not streaming them. But I will be watching those games, and I'll probably be staying up as well for Iran-New Zealand. So, yeah, I'll be live. I will be watching them, I just won't be live for them. Right, take it easy. Have a nice night, everyone. Ta-da.